DD214 Gaming Podcast is for mature audiences only. Any videos, music, or entertainment not originating from DD214 Gaming is used and covered under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, also known as fair use. Opinions expressed are our own and do not represent any DoD or U.S. government entities as a whole. This podcast is for entertainment purposes only. Viewer and listener discretion is advised. You are no longer alone now, because we have you.
Good morning and welcome to today's episode of the podcast. I'm Jonathan, your host and proud resident of New Jersey, where we pump our own gas and talk with our hands, all right? Now let's bring in our expert panel. First up, we have Joe Scolini, a.k.a. the Gadget Guru. And next, the birthday boy, okay?
Oh, yeah.
Give him a special shout out. Happy birthday to the titan of the back-breaking, Jay fucking Campbell. What's happening, guys? My guys, what's going on? How's everybody feeling today?
Man, that was a very boisterous introduction there, John. I'm fucking digging it. I'm
feeling pretty fucking good, my guy. I'm feeling pretty good.
Dude,
I just have to ask, how many lines did you do before this fucking episode, bro?
Bro,
hey, what was that shit we used to hawk? What was that fucking energy drink? What was that stuff?
Rickets?
No. The stuff on here on the podcast. Remember when we had like a sponsorship very briefly?
Oh, Rogue.
Yeah, dude. Did you blast some fucking rails of Rogue, dude? Like off the bathroom counter before you fucking stepped out?
It's been a while, guys. I'm clean, but it's all in the THC 9, all right? It's all in the THC 9.
All right. I also want to say, I have to send a very, very special and very hearty welcome to all of you listening today. Today is going to be the 5th annual Arrowhead Invitational. All right, the 5th annual Arrowhead Invitational, dude, is coming at you. The road to the Super Bowl in the AFC goes through Kansas City. So whether my boys take it home tonight, which I do think they're going to, or not, dude, 5 years in a row, Kansas City has hosted the AFC Championship. That's a hell of a thing. So I wanted to, anybody from the Kansas City Metro, any Chiefs fans out there that happen to be on board with me as far as football goes, freaking a very hearty welcome from me as well, because that's kind of unprecedented in the AFC, at least I know. So fucking A, dude. Fucking A.
Yeah.
Feeling good today. Feeling good. Joe, how you doing, bud?
I'm here. Yeah, Definitely here, little upset that 3-pick Dak showed up last week.
Dude, I remember the conversation, and when I was watching the game, I was like, son of a bitch. Like
I fucking called it.
You did. You dead called it, because it was like he might have gotten away with like one pick, but I think he threw two, right? He threw two. He threw
that
right?
first pick. When he threw that first pick, it got in his fucking head.
Dude, I was like, he probably could have gotten away with, I mean, it happens to fucking Mahomes all the time. Like
I'm gonna have to request that caption be removed. Nah, motherfucker doesn't get called dick. I'm sorry.
It's dude, because they had the Cowboys had a very stellar year, and it was one of those things where, if you go back in time, pre Mahomes, the Chiefs used to be the lovable losers of playoffs in the AFC, because we had a tradition of going out in the first round of play, regardless of how we were seated. We had a tradition of going out in the first, going back to when Joe Montana was our fucking quarterback, right?
Yep.
So we're talking like almost 25 years straight. We went out in the playoffs like first game, regardless, no matter how good or bad our season was, and that's kind of feels like Cowboys like that. It feels like it really hurt the team last week when they went down.
So, I mean, the thing is, Dak is in no means a really great quarterback. I will definitely never say he's a great. He's mediocre. He has the skill to play on a professional level, but he lets things get in his head too easily, which is what then turns around and causes shit like last week. That game, if it wasn't for our defense actually fucking showing up, would have been a goddamn blowout.
Well,
49ers walked all fucking over.
You guys have, and that's where I was saying you guys have had a very good team this year, because you guys played well on both sides of the ball. Mm-hmm. And that's where I was when I made my prediction last week. It was predicated obviously on both sides of the ball having a good game. But exactly like you said, it was gonna revolve around whether or not Dak was getting it done, his specific portion of the job done. And unfortunately for Dallas, and congratulations to the 49ers, obviously. This is actually the first time in NFL history all four teams left, getting ready for the championships in their respective conferences, now including playoffs, have 14 wins. Mm-hmm. So at least 14 wins.
Yep.
So that's the first time this has ever happened. So we have four very deserving teams all vying for the Super Bowl today. Niners against the Eagles, and it's going to be my Chiefs against the Cincinnati Bengals in a repeat of last year's AFC Championship game. So, what do we got on predictions, Joe, this week? I gotta hear your predictions first.
So for NFC, I'm going Eagles. And that's just based off of their record versus over the 49ers. Even though all teams have, very similar records this season, with the Eagles, they are the number one seed still in the division.
They are they are the best team in the NFC until somebody beats them. Until somebody beats them.
Exactly. And then at the same time, a lot of their starters that weren't there, like when the Cowboys beat them at the end of the regular season, they're back in action this week. They were back in action last week. So they've got their A squad going out today to play. And then for AFC, I hope it's the Chiefs. Well, I hope it's the Bengals, but it's going to be the Chiefs.
I see. Okay. What are your what has given you like that? That mind.
I want it to be the Bengals just because they're more of the underdog team compared to the Chiefs.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like with their quarterback, mainly their offense, they still have a rookie QB. It's
even though they've beat the Chiefs the last 3 times they played, all in calendar year 2022.
So yes, even though they beat the Chiefs all 3 times, That was regular season. This is the playoffs. With
last
the
year's
Chiefs.
AFC Championship. Last year's AFC Championship.
That was last year, but that was that wasn't this QB.
It was Joe Burrow's, was it? Yeah, it was. It was Joe Burrow's.
Was it?
Uh-huh.
I don't.
Oh yeah, bro.
That was a fucking year ago, dude.
The betting line. I know we talk about how like I don't do a lot of gambling in sport, especially not sports betting. But the betting line the last few days keeps shifting back and forth between the Chiefs and the Bengals being the underdog or freaking favorite. I mean,
the reason I feel I'm saying Chiefs are going to take it is because this is their redemption game from last year's championship game.
I like
so this is them going in. They're going in with a different mindset because, of course, the Bengals are going in with the mindset of we beat them the last 3 times we played them. We can do it a fourth. And we're going to it's going to be a good game.
Oh, yeah.
I have a strong feeling it's going to be close, just like that Dallas 49ers game last week.
There's a reason the NFL put that one in the primetime slot tonight. Like, there's a reason. Yeah. And it like the last 3 games, Bengals did win, but the scores were by 3, and by 4. Yeah. So by a combined total, the last 3 games the Bengals have won, they've won by a combined total of 10 points. So that there's also that like all 3 games have been amazingly tight. So there's definitely something to be said for
they've been really close games.
The outside of some type of monumental collapse, the Chiefs are due for a revenge game against the Bengals. So yeah.
And I feel like unless, the Chiefs A players get hurt this game, they're coming out with a mindset of, okay,
we can still beat the Bengals.
We can still beat the Bengals because, even though they've won against us the last 3 times, it's been really close games.
Right.
And they're going in with a game plan. I mean, every team playing this weekend's going with a game plan. Every team's been watching tapes of the other teams and how they've played in the playoffs so far and regular season, developing some kind of plan of action to be able to take down their opponent. However, I feel with the Chiefs, they feel this is their redemption shot. And they might just happen to get it. Now, again, it could always go the other way. We could still see the Bengals take it and go on to the fucking Super Bowl again. And I'm not going to argue with that either.
I think all four teams playing today have more than a fighting chance of winning their games. Like they're that, and that's like, again, this is like one of the first times in NFL history. There are all 4 slots, headed to the Super Bowl are filled by teams that have every right to be there. All 4 of these teams have had amazing. Jesus Christ, John, did you just do Rogue? Did you see that? Did you see his hair right there? Oh my God, that's what happens when you do Rogue. Fucking dude.
You're sweet baby Jesus. What the hell?
You look like you look like a cracked out Bart Simpson for a second, dude. Like,
I'll take it.
And this is why, children, me and Jay at least get up in the morning and shower before the podcast.
Yes, sir.
Listen, it's Sunday, okay? Listen, it's Sunday, okay? We don't shower on God's Day until 6 p.m., all right?
We're not even okay.
I suck. You suck.
Oh, dear God.
I love it. So, what is your most? I want to hear this. out of the games played and the different combinations of possible wins and losses, what would be the most intriguing Super Bowl matchup for you, regardless of whether or not you think they're actually going to win? What would be your most intriguing Super Bowl matchup?
Number 1 matchup I'd like to see is Bengals versus Niners.
Bengals Niners, okay.
And then in the number 2 slot, it would have to be Eagles Chiefs.
Okay.
And then tied for 3rd would be Chiefs Niners or Bengals Eagles.
Which is, I was just going to say too, with the Chiefs Niners, that would be a repeat of the Super Bowl from a few years ago that the Chiefs won. So that would be that would make for an interesting revenge game for the Niners, in the Super Bowl, yada yada. So
and the thing is, like, the Niners, the reason I'm going for them is just because they did play a phenomenal game against my guys last week.
They did. They played very solid football. That was a very, very solid football game. It was.
And if it wasn't for, like we said, 3-pick Dak showing up last week, there'd have been a chance it would have been us versus the fucking Eagles this week.
Right. That's right.
By Dak giving the fucking Niners the ball twice.
That's
what sealed the fucking deal for us.
Well, and the Niners converted points off of those interceptions, and that's what the good football teams do. The defense takes the ball away, the offense scores some, whether it's a field goal or a touchdown. The offense scores going down the field the next time, which basically means like the defense gave you some points back, basically, or you know what I mean? Like that's the whole, kit and caboodle. It's like converting points off of fucking turnovers. You know what I mean?
And then on top of that, we could have closed the gap a little bit if we didn't put that motherfucking kicker back out there.
Well,
I mean, it would have instead of it being a fucking like 3 or 4 point lead, it would have only been a 2 to 3 point lead.
Well, sure.
That the Niners won against us because he went out, missed one fucking field goal attempt, and then for some reason he finally learned how to fucking kick the ball again. On every other fucking attempt after that. We had a
couple of games this year where our kicker like missed, I'm not even just field goals, like fucking point after attempts. You know what I mean? Like just like way too fucking many this year. Just way too like I don't know what happened in the NFL. I don't know what happened this season. I saw, and not even just in the Chiefs games that I tend to watch. Some of a lot of the other games around the league. It's like dudes missing point after attempts is getting like a lot more common, it seems. And it's like you can't necessarily guarantee the point after. And it used to be just an afterthought. Yeah. Like you score a touchdown, it's going to be 7 points on the board. Nowadays, it's like it might be 6. And you start seeing coaches like going for 2 a lot now, where they're like, "Fuck it, we might as well just go for 2 because homeboy's going to miss a fucking point after." You know what I mean? So it's kind of
good morning, Mac and Brandon. And yes, Max, voice came back 100% yesterday. I'll actually talk about that during my week here in a minute.
Oh boy, did you take a few too many to the face this week, dude? Like,
so
I know how weeks like that go. When it's just like nonstop weekend, just getting like dick in your face like all week.
No, just last weekend. I have no fucking clue what happened. To be honest, it had nothing to do with dicks in the face, Jay. That's your thing, not mine.
Not this
Even
week.
Though $20 is $20.
It didn't happen this week. That's what he's saying, guys.
Yeah, not this week. Not this week.
But no, last weekend, just out with the neighbors, did a lot of fucking drinking and shit. I think I overexerted myself from a I'm getting too old for this shit type of standpoint.
You're allowed. You're a veteran.
Hey man, 12-ounce curls fucking start getting heavy, dude, after like 100 or so. You know what I'm saying?
And then we actually kind of, I'm not going to actually go that far on to that side of things.
What, the loop part that Max was talking about?
Taking it dry? Taking it dry?
More in case the Mrs. family ever decides to watch an episode or something, and this one's the one they come across. I'm not going to.
Boy, you got the wrong fucking. Boy, you have the wrong 2 fucking partners for that shit, bro. Like,
boy,
if anybody ever fucking does like a deep dive, some of the shit that's come out of our mouths on this show, dude, like we are so fucked.
Well, you know what? I'll go ahead and say it. So last weekend on Saturday, you were supposed to go with the Mrs. family to a birthday dinner for her mother,
right?
And after the shit they pulled the weekend before, while we were fucking live on the goddamn air, I was like, I'm not fucking going. I said, if I go, I'm not going to be nice. I'm going to rip everybody a new asshole and then just walk right out the fucking restaurant. Because I'm still heated.
Just fucking make a scene.
Yeah.
Did we talk about that on a previous episode? You can't go anywhere without making a scene. Didn't we already have that conversation?
Yeah, pretty fucking much. And so we told them.
Somebody read that.
Why are you on a veteran stream then? What conversation can be had here without someone talking about bobbing for cock? Thank you, Max.
Hold
Yo,
on,
ever heard of
hold on.
Jerkmate?
Max knows.
I'm just going to go ahead and throw this out there. The only reason he knows about this is because he's a fucking West Point graduate.
Oh, he's a ring knocker. Ooh, Navy SEALs.
So we told them that, I came down with COVID and the flu at the same time, and that's why we weren't going. And then I wake up on fucking Monday with the symptoms of fucking strep throat without having fucking strep throat. So it was like karma kicking me in the ass for fucking lying to her family.
For lying to your family. I mean, hey, if you're worried though, I want to remind you, okay, that Slayer dedicated an entire album to this concept, and the album was titled God Hates Us All. Okay, so just remember, it's gonna be okay.
Great album, by the way.
Fucking A, it is, dude.
Yeah, really good album.
If you're ever feeling lonely, if you're ever feeling tired, you can know that we are all in this fucking giant shitstorm together. Okay, together. We are all hated equally here. Okay, like
give in your life.
So pretty much all fucking week, I started getting my voice back Wednesday about midday, but by the time I'd get off work, because I sit in fucking meetings a lot and I'm having to talk, like my meetings Monday and Tuesday that I had to be in, I literally sat there on camera and just typed my responses to any questions being asked to me in a fucking chat versus talking because I didn't have.
If you try to talk, it would just come out like my vagina.
No, it was so bad. My lips would move and no sound came out.
Yeah. Karma, huh? It's a bitch.
So, Wednesdays.
What are you reading, Brandon? What are you reading? Tell me about it. Or what are you listening to? But yeah, same. Tell me about it. I want to hear about that. But yeah.
So yeah, that's kind of what happened with my voice this week.
Okay.
And then, by the time I'd get off work in the afternoons, it would start depleting again and I could barely talk. And it was more of a gruffled voice. It wasn't like I couldn't talk. It just was like permanent Batman fucking voice for 3 days.
Yeah. It's like, were you like, you talking like the Godfather, like to the lady at the convenience store, and she's got like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? You know what I mean?
I had to go pick up 2 cans of dip.
Another pint of Jack Daniels, please.
Yeah, I went down to the gas station to get 2 cans of dip, and I'm like, yeah, I need 2 cans of Grizzly Long Cut Straight.
Yeah. Do they come in black? You know what I mean? Like,
Jesus Christ.
Fucking A. I see Max going off.
Max, that is the perfect blowjob. But here's the thing. You have kids. When's the last time you actually got one?
Oh!
Yeah, you better come back with that one, dude. I want to hear about this. Because me and Squillini just had a conversation. Me and Squillini just had a conversation about that a couple weeks ago. Like, 'cause he's, dude's getting ready to get married. So like, we already had a conversation about that a couple weeks ago. So yeah. What else did you do this week? Aside from get your throat wrecked out, by freaking life?
Few things. I ended up getting a. Yeah, that's a very good question, Tony. Yeah, Max is actually one of the co-founders of Basement Gameworks. Shout out to Basement Gameworks.
Oh, welcome. Hello.
Welcome. And then I see Brandon said that he's listening to the Accidental Superpower about how the geography and like where it is situated in the world like made the U.S. a superpower, which absolutely is a thing. It's been discussed for a long time, from sea to shining sea, right? 46-40 or fight. Did anybody else do their history in fucking school? Like, there's a reason Manifest Destiny was a thing, because some of the people, some of the early settlers of this country saw something, and they were fucking 100% right. Like, they were 100% right, because now yeah, we are very fortunate to reap the benefits of that about 150 years later. So sorry about that.
But yeah,
I'm
so
a nerd.
We're excited
let's see.
today.
Dealt with that all fucking week. I got some new tech.
Okay. I was thinking about getting some new tech. I saw some shit last night, but it's not for a computer though. It's for something
For your
else.
ass.
So
I mean, kind of. I was gonna maybe attach it to the rail system on my
on your
weapon,
AR.
my weapon. My weapon.
I
Actually, don't have an AR. I have an M4. Believe it or not, I have a fucking M4. Can you believe that?
So got some new tech. Ended up picking up the latest iPad Pro, which has the same. So Apple has now taken their iPads, and they're starting to put the same CPU that's in their desktops and laptops into the iPads. So instead of the iPad having a mobile processor like the iPhones do, now the iPads have their computer processors, which make them a little bit more of a powerhouse if you need to do any video editing on the fly, anything like that. Been playing around with that for a couple days. Let's see, yesterday, or technically Saturday night or Thursday nights, and then Friday, and then yesterday, spent a good bit of time playing GoldenEye 007.
No shit.
It came out on Game Pass for Xbox.
No way.
And then they added it to the N64 emulator on the Nintendo Switch.
Oh,
so
shit.
with it, it's not a remaster, so it's the exact same fucking graphics from the 64, which back then were fucking state of the art.
Which means it's not a remake, which means I probably would like it. So
all they did was literally port the fucking exact same game. They tweaked it though. So for the Xbox version, they left the multiplayer like it was on the 64. So you can pair 4 controllers to your Xbox, play split screen multiplayer like you did on the 64.
Back in the day.
For the Switch version. For the
you guys
Switch
ever have
version,
like a LAN party? You guys ever have like a LAN party where your homie would like bring an Xbox over to your house and shit and fucking?
I saved up money and bought a 15-inch TV. So that way, when we had LAN parties, I had a TV specifically that I would just put in the car with the Xbox and bring, because the TV in my fucking room, was too big to fucking lug around with me. So I bought a 15-inch TV just for fucking LAN parties.
My man. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
The Switch version actually took the multiplayer and made it an online multiplayer.
Okay. All right.
With that, I did end up buying another controller for the Xbox, I got another controller for the Xbox in case like the neighbor wants to come over and we want to fucking kill each other and fucking GoldenEye and shit.
Absolutely. Did you watch any movies? Did you go anywhere this week? Like, did you like anything? Like what would you do anything on the scene, man? Like,
so didn't really go anywhere yesterday. Just kind of sat around the house all damn day.
okay.
Cleaned up a little bit. Made baked ziti last night for dinner, because the only things the missus lets me cook is anything that goes on the grill or can go in a smoker or Italian food. Which, I mean, come on.
Hey, it's all good, homie. Hey, it's all what good, I do. Homie. Hey, man, it's all good. Like, you be you, homie. You be you.
Did that, and then we went over to the neighbors last night, played some Uno.
I like that you guys have like this really kick-ass dynamic with your neighbors, because like that's kind of like that's almost like a thing of the past nowadays. You know what I mean? Where you like actually do shit with your neighbors and actually like know who they are and exchange Christmas cards and shit and gifts at fucking during the holidays and like yada yada. And it's like that's really cool that you kind of have that dynamic. That it sounds very healthy. It just sounds healthy. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And I mean that's the big thing is I like to do shit like that. And I
miss having a tribe. I miss having a tribe.
Exactly. I've got my little tribe here.
It's not the American dream. It's I just miss having a tribe. Like
And,
I'm out here lone wolfing it in fucking Kansas City, right?
and you know, the big thing is it gives you something to fucking do. It keeps the sanity, especially, for us vets that are used to having our buddies around all the fucking time.
Yep.
It's nice. I mean, I like playing my fucking video games and doing that shit.
Sure.
But at the same time, there's times I want to just go back to fucking reality and do something
social
with people.
Some type of social stimuli is like very necessary for a healthy and productive life. You can't just fucking hermit the fuck out in a cave and expect shit to come to you. You know what I mean? Like you got to put yourself out there. You know what I mean? You got to you know what I mean? Like I don't know if you guys if you've ever like struggled with like anxiety or like, like getting caught up in the moment. And it's like, sometimes you like almost don't, like some days you just don't want to even walk out the front door, but it's like, fuck it. I have to. It's almost like going to the gym, right? Like that day you just don't want to fucking, like, you're just not feeling it. And it's like, well, shit, that's the day I have to fucking go to the gym then, because like, if I'm not feeling it, I have to fucking make myself, basically. And like, you got to punch through that fucking bullshit in your head and put yourself out there. Cause like, you never know, like there's beautiful people everywhere. You know what I mean? Regardless of like what kind of socializing or
like me,
social energy. Yeah. Fucking A. How the fuck did we meet? How the fuck did we meet, John? That's what I'm talking about. It's like we were, everybody was just putting themselves out there. Fucking, it was COVID. We're fucking gaming fucking 14,000 hours a day, dude. You know what I mean? Like, goddamn, dude. Like that's all we that's all we did do. You know what I mean?
Well, and that's, that's the big thing. It's like, COVID's what got me into streaming, and getting into streaming is what had me meet people like Max and Tony and Jason Gasses and Midnight. Good. And then I still, enjoy streaming. I enjoy my tech. I enjoy all that. But now that COVID's not as big of a thing and we don't have to fucking quarantine from people and stay away and stay indoors and shit like that. Now I'm like, okay, I need to get out and go do shit anyways. I work from fucking home. So, 40 hours plus of my week.
You're already in your goddamn house.
Are spent in my fucking house. Right. So on the weekends, I want to get out and go do shit most of the time.
Do something.
Max says that he introduced super sweaty lobbies to Squillini.
Yeah, fucking Max.
Joe, he showed Joe and Tony.
This motherfucker is the only motherfucker I know that can pick up any fucking FPS game.
Why is it
and just wreck fucking havoc?
Why is it called super sweaty? Why is it called super sweaty? I'm just curious. So I'm not familiar with that.
Pretty much. So you know how a lot of games have skill-based matchmaking now, like Call of fucking Duty.
Sure.
Super sweaty lobbies means you have that one person on the team that's so fucking good it fucks up skill-based matchmaking for the rest of the team.
Oh, fucking chance. For us, that was chance. That was goddamn chance most of the time. Fucking John remembers. John remembers. Yeah, when chance, anytime chance would come into our fucking. He's one for those of you guys not familiar. Chance is one of our admins here at DD214 Gaming and one of the admins of the community. When Chance would fucking hop into our fucking Call of Duty matches, it skewed. We either fucking destroyed or we got destroyed. You know what I mean? Like there was no.
He would fuck up the skill-based matchmaking for us.
Like every time. Like undeniably. It was because of him. It was because of him.
That's exactly what fucking happens with Max. Now, we do have those rare occasions, because we were playing Call of Duty hardcore, but we've stopped because Call of Duty is full of fucking hackers and is just garbage.
And chomos.
DMZ.
Chomos. Nothing but fucking chomos.
Nothing but fucking chomos.
We'll get to that later. But
DMZ, I mean, DMZ is a great mode for the latest fucking shit. There are some issues with it I've seen. I haven't played it as much lately, but got fucking Max into playing Fortnite with us. I went from fucking, a phenomenal fucking KD in Fortnite to now I just play the fucking bullet cushion so Max can fucking flank around and just wreak havoc on motherfuckers.
We used to.
We used
to do that a lot when like I never give a shit about KD, so like I have no problem being like the kamikaze on the squad like every time. Like I'm gonna
play some Fortnite today.
Get you know, run out there and get killed just so like my homies freaking know like where it's coming from. You know what I mean? Like that's like I give zero fucks about KD.
You know, that's just kind of that's what Max does for us in games. He ruins them. But no,
and you said and Max is the one that was at West Point?
Yeah.
We're gonna have to bring him onto the show soon.
Yeah, it'd be cool. I don't know that we've had an officer yet.
No.
I don't think we've had any officers yet. So yeah, that'd be interesting to like pick his brain a little bit from the
once after episode 100, it's open doors. So
you know, there's that. I did watch a movie this week. Watched You People on Netflix, which we'll go into a full discussion of that after.
Well, why don't you get into it now, and I'll leave my weak stuff for last.
Yeah, Jay. I'd say because you could probably segue into mine because I know one of the movies we watched we have in common. So yeah.
So but yeah, no, You People. I actually thought it was a pretty good movie. It was a good comedy. It had good comedic aspects, but then it touched on a lot of shit that's real life.
Mm-hmm.
With, you know, racism and cultures, the differences between cultures. Eddie Murphy, Jonah Hill. Jonah Hill actually was one of the ones that helped write the movie.
Really?
And it's you know, middle-aged Jewish white guy accidentally gets into a black chick's car thinking it's his Uber because the chick driving the car and the picture of the driver he's supposed to have for Uber are fucking identical. Same fucking make and model of car and everything, even though she's not the fucking Uber driver. They fall in love. She's in her family's Muslim. He's Jewish. And just the culture differences and shit. And it was insane, but there was some good comedic points in the movie also. Like one is, and this is a little bit of it's not much of a spoiler. Eddie Murphy's character's name was like fucking Woody or some shit like that. But then he converted to being a Muslim and changed his name to like Akbar.
So he's kind of like militant, you know, like first, I think one of the first scenes you see him is like said like Fred Hampton was murdered, which nowadays it would be called a pop culture reference, but Fred Hampton was a real motherfucker. And he was in the Black Panthers, and he was killed in his hotel room by the FBI.
Yeah.
And like, this is like some hardcore, like civil rights shit that goes back to like, you know, the 60s and 70s. And so like, when you see Eddie Murphy, like one of the first scenes you see him in, he's got a hoodie on. It says Fred Hampton was murdered. And you're like, oh shit. Like
Fred Hampton was murdered. And then he walks in.
He ain't fucking around. Right. Like,
and he's like talking about how like he's the darkest black dude in the fucking room and everybody's hair is curly and he's got the nappiest head in the fucking room. This shit just like, he was going hard on all the other people in this fucking restaurant that he walked into.
So it was like classic. It was like classic Eddie Murphy.
Oh yeah, I mean, I guarantee you, he had a lot of creative freedom with a lot of his lines because that's just what Eddie Murphy does.
Yeah.
And then you know one of the other good points was fucking Mike Epps. I love fucking Mike Epps as a comedian, as an actor. Even though he always gets these smaller roles in anything he fucking does, but he's like the brother. He's the brother of Eddie Murphy's character. And he's like more of the dude, you're being too harsh on this fucking kid. What the fuck? Kind of like dude who's just like, I don't care. Racism, stupid. You're being just as racist as the next person kind of thing to Eddie Murphy's character. And he's just not fucking having it. Yeah. So I would say for me, a 7.5 out of 10 inches.
That's probably like very close to what I would rate it as well. Like we just watched it last night. A lot of funny moments, a lot of awkward humor. Like, so I don't know how big of a fan. That's actually where it loses some of the points for me, because like it was a very good movie. It was very funny, and it also made you think, which is also good. But it lost a lot of points with me with the awkward humor. Like there's a lot of awkward humor in there, and I don't. I don't do the Seinfeld humor very well all the time, and where like just where the situations are so awkward, like it loses the comedic value to me and makes me cringe. You know what I mean? Like I'm inwardly cringing for the characters in the who is this?
This is Mike
Fucking
Epps.
Mike Epps.
Girls, big girls, I must confess. Skinny chicks okay, but big girls the best. Girdle look just like a bulletproof vest. Chilling in the club with the crumbs in your breast. That's coming out on my new album called Fuck Lettuce. Big
Fuck yeah. So that's what the fuck I'm talking about. I dig that dude. Fucking was he in the movie?
Mike Epps.
Was he in the movie we watched last night?
He was Eddie Murphy's brother.
Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. Got you. Fucking yeah. See, like I don't know shit about pop culture.
He's real in with Ice Cube and that crew.
Yeah.
He was in the Friday movies.
He was in what?
The Friday movies.
Who did he play?
Friday After Next.
Yeah, I remember I saw Friday in the fucking movie theater. What character did he play in Friday? God damn it, dude.
I think he was.
I'm getting old.
Day Day.
Yeah, Day Day. He was Ice Cube's cousin.
Must be. It's been a while since I've freaking seen. You have to pull up what he looked like in fucking Friday.
We're gonna have to do a watch party for the Friday.
Something,
movies.
man. I got so many movies. Like Nikki hasn't seen like anything ever, and like there's like movies like fucking. I was telling her about like fucking Menace to Society last night.
Shit.
I fucking like grew up on that fucking movie, dude, and like he's like never seen it, you know.
Great movie, Dead Presidents. But anyway, did you watch anything else? What up, Drew Davis? The Menace.
No, didn't really watch anything else. Did watch, obviously watch the latest episode of Last of Us, which I know we're going to cover that at some point today.
If you want, we could talk about it real quick now.
Absolutely, I'm down.
We could cover, because remember, we have the 10 Commandments of gaming and Microsoft Direct. So if you want to talk about Last of Us now and kind of just throw it in there.
Sure.
So I mean.
Oh, by the way, guys, spoilers.
Yes.
Spoilers.
If you're not watching Last of Us and you plan on watching Last of Us and you haven't watched the episode, as a repeat from last week, which we said at last week's episode, every week we will be reviewing the latest episode of Last of Us in tandem with when it comes out. So just be prepared when we start talking about Last of Us, mute us, leave for 15 minutes, whatever you might need to do if you don't want to hear anything that happened during the episode.
The spoiler alert will be up here until it's gone. Until we're done talking about Last of Us. But yeah.
All right. So everybody, y'all have had enough time. If you haven't left yet or muted us yet, that's your fault.
Jay would say the same thing.
So the thing with that episode, it was a good episode. There were a few things that I definitely saw as a little off kilter.
You looking at me, Jay?
No, I'm getting a message from a special person, so I have to freaking attend to it. I'm sorry. I'm listening.
Sorry about that.
So with this episode, I definitely liked some of the spots they touched on. The world, the way they've actually made it all kind of come to life's great. However, the end of the episode, one major issue I had.
Let's hear it.
How the fuck, after she just, like, literally seconds after lighting all that gasoline on fire with grenades in the middle of it, did those fucking grenades blow up that fast? The heat wasn't hot enough yet at that exact moment that the fucking grenades went off for the fucking grenades to go off.
Jay?
I'll tee you one up, dude. Like, dumb bitch, why are you pulling a fucking Zippo out of your pocket when you could have picked up one of those fucking grenades and fucking pulled the goddamn
pin, throw the grenade into the fucking gas, and then
Done.
I could understand all the grenades going off at that point.
Floof.
It's
Fuck
funny that the three of us saw like different tactical errors
Mhm.
that like things that they could have done to get out of the situation. I mean, I understand Tess had to die for the development of the story.
Yeah.
But I also feel like that they could have been a little more realistic on their path as they were trying to escape. Max asks, why wouldn't she use the grenade? I would have been better for her. He's 3 seconds late.
Well, see, that's the side Jay saw. But see, from a tactical standpoint, that's the thing. We're all gonna see something different wrong with that entire scenario.
Yeah.
And yes, using a grenade to fucking ignite everything would have been a hell of a lot better than fucking using the Zippo. I 100% agree.
I mean, hey, if you like making out with fucking monsters, dude.
Okay, let's talk about that real quick because
good, dude.
What the fuck? Like
she was already infected, so she couldn't.
She was already infected. There wasn't really anything else.
She couldn't stop it from happening. The fungus was communicating with the fucking infection inside her.
Which if you guys have been following the scientific evidence this whole week alone about funguses and things like that, and how ants are being destroyed by cordyceps right now. Really interesting stuff, guys. But the kiss itself, I mean, that was a little daunting, don't you think?
It was like you've never wanted to kiss a fungus infected zombie before, John.
I never wanted to kiss a zombie before. Never.
You get what you pay for, dude. You get what you pay for, dude. $20 is $20, dude. Whether you got fucking zombie infections or not, dude. All right.
Yeah. So I mean, I guess that was really it for the episode. I think it was another good episode. It has been listed and described that this episode is going to be a breath taker. So whatever the hell that means.
It was a great episode. There were other tactical errors they made that I was not a fan of at all. But we'll talk. You know,
I mean,
we'll see how bad they fuck it up tonight, dude. And then we can maybe like go off on it like next week.
Yeah. I mean, there were other tactical. I saw a good bit of tactical errors too, but the main one was just the fucking grenades and the fire and that was the one that stood out.
I didn't like their movements through some of the buildings.
Oh hell no!
I don't like that.
The mantling was terrible.
If there's fucking monsters that you're worried are gonna hear you, why in the fuck are we waiting until we're about to fucking like breach the building to fucking let the little girl know? You know what I mean? Like silence is key, dude. Like silence is fucking key, dude.
And she got bit again.
It's one of those things where like, you know, like if we're talking about a TV show that's based on a survival horror video game, if we're talking about survival so that we avoid and live through the horror, like, can we get our fucking shit straight, please? You know, like, yeah, like just get your fucking shit straight. All right, like all your shit, get it together, put it in a box, fucking get your shit straight. Like fucking.
Well, you know, speaking of the little girl, fucking and telling her last minute after they've already breached the fucking building to shut the fuck up. The missus, she was like, why not just fucking put duct tape over her fucking mouth?
Very interesting. Max says the kiss was done to save money. They used the same dynamic from the Avatar tail bonding. That's actually very interesting. I'm going to look that up today. But yep, another great episode. You got anything else, Squillini?
No, I do want to just provide an update because a couple weeks ago I had talked about how I had started rewatching the Gotham TV show.
Ah, yeah.
So I just got through the first episode of the last season last night. So by next week, I'll be able to do a full review of the whole show.
Nice.
Cool.
You know what? Let me finish those last 4 episodes. I'll have it. I'll join you in that.
Because I actually, so far, so when it first aired, I'd watched it up through like season 2. Never, and then, you know, piecemeal watched an episode here and there of the other seasons, but never watched it in its whole continuity, like from beginning to end. And now that I've watched it from beginning to end, so far, I like the concept and I like the way they went with it.
Yeah.
That's the extent I'm going to go at this point. Next week, full breakdown. Once I've 100% completed it.
Word. I'm excited. Jay.
Yes, sir. How are you?
What do you have this week?
Not much. Not fucking much, dude. We didn't do too much. Didn't do shit. Freaking took care of stuff, day-to-day business. Fucking taking care of business like a fucking champion, because that's what the fuck I am, right? So didn't really get up to too much this week, but I did watch All Quiet on the Western.
Not Moonshot again, right?
What?
Not Moonshot again, right?
No, fuck no. Moonfuck, moonshine, moon, whatever the fuck that stupid pile of dog shit, dude. Like, fuck Halle Berry for fucking like taking money that wasted fucking that, like, however long that movie is, and taking it out of my life, dude. Mm-hmm. Oh my god. Yeah. Like, boy, do I got a bone to pick with those people.
So I'd love to hear what you think about All Quiet on the Western Front. I have something to say about that movie as well.
What movie?
All Quiet on the Western Front.
Oh, what do you got to say?
Well, I didn't watch the movie, but I watched.
Have you read the book? Have you read the book?
I have not read the book. I know what the story is about, though. But look, you know how I am, and my thing is about production, right?
Yeah.
The production of this fucking film is off the wall.
Really? You should, maybe you should watch it or read the book.
I watched how the movie was made.
Read the book.
And the movie. I'm not going to read the book. I'll watch the movie.
Why don't you want to read the book, John?
I'll listen to it. I'll listen to it.
Okay.
I'll listen to it.
Meet me in the middle. There we go. We'll meet on the bridge.
Listen to it.
Listen to it. You should.
I'll listen to it. But what I wanted to say was that the production of the actual film itself, I mean, you could see it just watching the movie. But the behind the scenes making of just showed no green screen, practical explosions, practical sets. You're right there in the action. It was right. It was exactly what a World War I movie, correct?
Yeah, it's World War I.
A World War I movie should be. I'll watch it. But I want to hear what you got to say about it.
Please do. So
what you got?
So I have a few things. I do want to make mention that this movie apparently, as of this week, is officially nominated for Best Picture at the Oscars this year. Which
really,
it's a Hollywood stroke fest, dude. But typically speaking, Hollywood, like when they nominate a movie for Best Picture, for the most part, they're pretty on the money. Like most of the movies they put up there are quality films.
Deserving
on some level. Might not always be your genre. You might hate this or that Best Picture nominee from whatever year. Regardless, generally speaking, pretty on the money for good movies. I've seen several of the movies that were nominated this year, and as I recall, all of them that are on that list are very good movies. So that is going to definitely stand for All Quiet on the Western Front. As far as like what they show and like how it looks, and if you can put yourself like about 100 years ago in their metaphorical trousers and boots, right? It's interesting to watch. It's very interesting to watch, and yeah, especially if you haven't read the book. Like, I'll just say, like, yeah, watch it. Like, you should totally check it out. For those that may have forgotten, Kansas City, Missouri is also home to the National World War I Museum here in the United States.
Yes, it is.
So if you ever want to go to a really kick-ass museum and learn about how things were back then, you're going to get a really good visual depiction of it in All Quiet on the Western Front. Because a lot of you illiterate, functional, like brain damaged individuals like don't like to read. I'll just give you a little bit of forewarning. It is told from the German perspective, right? So get ready for fucking that. Get ready for a gut punch, dude. I hope some of you like watch it and realize like why things are the way they are, especially with some of us veterans, because it really doesn't matter like which side you fight for. Like typically speaking in war, a lot of the baseline stuff kind of stays the same. So I'm just gonna say, watch it. It would be on Jay's list of like must watch films. If you're a fan of war movies, this is gonna go on the list of like you need to see this one. So it's gonna be a classic someday. This is about as close to a realistic depiction I've probably ever seen as far as World War One, and as far as like how like absolutely like brutal it can be. There's been a few other movies that have been made and they're out there that depict World War One like, you know, as it was kind of. This one is like it's the whole fucking movie. You know what I mean? It's the whole fucking movie. This is going to be in line with like 1917. You know what I mean?
Okay.
You know, it's in line with that, but it's from the losing side perspective, right?
Okay.
So
Yeah.
if you can imagine that you know that going into that element, and then like, and this is not a spoiler by the way, but they shift some of the timelines from the book. Okay, so if you have read the book, they shift some of the timelines, and very very early in the film they show the date, and the date's November 7th, 1918.
Mm-hmm.
What date of the war in, guys? Do either of you history champions know? What day is Veterans Day?
November 11th.
Okay, so November 7th,
1921.
1918.
1918.
So one of the first times you see the date in the movie, it's November 7th. It's 4 days before the war ends.
Oh shit.
So I'll just leave it there.
Fantastic.
All Quiet on the Western Front, must watch. It is not going to get a rating on the 10-inch scale because I'm just going to call it must watch. Must watch.
Okay.
So,
one last thing here. Max says they did a great job showing how the youth thought going to war was an adventure and how they were proven wrong. Very interesting aspect and fantastic, guys. So, nothing for me on my week. I have a review.
Okay, what you got for us, John?
So the review I have for you today is Riders Republic. I reviewed Riders Republic by Ubisoft and was impressed by its features that included mountain biking, BMX riding, snowboarding, skiing, more. It's a different type of game than what I usually play, but it has elements of Forza Horizon 5, Tony Hawk Pro Skater, and Descenders.
Okay.
The open world aspect is literally anything. It's unlike anything I've ever seen in other sports games, with a massive world that includes everything from snowy mountains to sandy dunes to Arizona-like canyons. I would highly recommend this game, especially since it's on sale right now. I got the deluxe edition for $23.
I apologize. Which console or what are you using for this game?
You could. I'm playing on Xbox. You
Okay.
can play this game on PC as well. It is a cross-platform game. I assume it's also on. Take care, Max. Thank you for coming. I also assume you could play it on PlayStation, probably Switch. I'm not sure. I didn't dive deep into that. The game itself is so fun. It is actionable, and you're literally in a lobby with hundreds of other people just doing stunts, riding your bike, flying around, paraplaning. I'm gonna give it a throbbing, girthy, veining,
oh god,
full of balls 9 out of 10.
Damn. This game hasn't fucked in like 3 weeks and like needs to fucking let one go.
Yeah. And let me tell you something, and I'm giving it such a high score because it has high replayability value. This game.
I'm still playing Descenders from last year.
Yeah.
So
this game is fun. And I'm not gonna lie to you, usually when I buy a game, it usually gets on Game Pass like a couple weeks after. So fingers crossed, guys, that the curse still lives.
The John stroke of luck that I can play this game for free soon.
Yeah, let's because it happened to me with like 5 other games in the past 2 years, and I'm like, you son of a bitch.
I really was seeking to give a game review this week, and I know John and Joe are probably gonna like smirk and laugh at me, but like I tried two different games this week, and it just didn't happen, and I ended up downloading one that I'm now playing with my youngest daughter. So like it actually ended up working out because now me and my youngest daughter are playing a game together, and it's just I really tried hard for you guys. I tried, and both games just did nothing for me, and I was like,
I'm going to give you an assignment. How about that? You okay with that?
Please, yeah, I am. Hey, you're gonna listen. You're gonna listen to All Quiet on the Western Front, fucking audiobook. It's the least I can do.
I want you to watch 6.
6. Just it's called.
It's called 6. History Channel.
It's on the History Channel.
Yeah.
Well, okay, I'll find it on the internet. What's it about?
I know it's very weird. It's not a historical documentary or nothing like that. It's a 2-season show.
Okay.
About a special forces team just doing special forces shit. But there is a story within that. You know, it talks about how veterans struggle of wanting to be able to deploy and not being able to. Drug abuse, addiction, love, death, losing your comrades. Great show. Great show.
Familiar. Sounds eerily familiar.
Yeah,
eerily
and it has Walton Goggins, your boy from Sons of Anarchy, who's going to be in Fallout.
Yeah.
Yep. And and the actor Barry Sloan, who plays Captain Price in Call of Duty, is the lead actor in 6.
Oh no shit.
He plays the captain.
I need to watch 6.
Oh shit.
Okay.
And apparently the show was filmed here in North Carolina in Wilmington.
Oh, there you go.
It's up by Bragg, right?
That's the coast.
How far away is Oh, I'm sorry. not Bragg. There's in places where they do stuff out of Bragg. I'm sorry. I'll shut the fuck up.
And it's no longer Bragg. It's now like Camp Liberty is the new name of it.
Yeah. Oh, that's right, because they're transitioning the names.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
So, so real quick, this isn't going to take long. This is just developer direct. It was good to watch. The one thing I enjoyed about the Microsoft Developer Direct, it wasn't a panel with celebrity hosts and influencers. It was the developers, the guys who make the games, telling you about the game that they're making.
Okay. Now, I can see why that would work. Tell me how well it worked. Tell me how well it worked.
It was more informative and more honest. Whereas,
do you feel like it was more intimate?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely, because now you're giving the chance for the developers who never have the screen time or the chance to explain what they're doing.
Well, I was going to say and some of them have a lot to explain for themselves when we get games that are functionally broken on the release day.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like,
it's actually interesting that you bring that up because during this panel they did talk about, like, they explained to you, like, this game, like, when I get to Forza, they say, like, this game is not going to come out in the time that's supposed to come out because we want to make sure that it's right. We want to make sure it's playable, you know, right. which is the big theme that right now.
I don't know how that ever became a thing in fuck the video game industry.
Just
think about any other industry if that would work. Like how well your business, how fast your business model would.
A movie.
A movie. Yeah. A movie. I'm gonna go sit in a theater, pay all that money, and then all of a sudden you see the green screen behind the people.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like can you imagine
and not
that?
For nothing, and it happens.
Can you imagine? Happens. Yeah, can you imagine like the outcry and like, give me my fucking money back, you fucking assholes.
Do I need to remind anybody of the Starbucks cup in Game of Thrones?
Oh Jesus!
Yeah,
there
dude,
we go.
I'm telling you, it's like there's an outcry, and the video game industry is the only industry that like. Not just allows it to happen, like it has, like that model has thrived for the last several years. Where it's like no, like why would I be anything more than a casual gamer? Like I need to make sure that games like don't fucking suck before I spend my money on them.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
And so the 5 games that they did show, some looked interesting. Actually, they all looked very interesting. And I'm going to start off real quick. We were first introduced to Minecraft Legends last year, and it has since been highly anticipated by fans of the sandbox survival game, members of our DD214 community as well. But to our surprise, Legends turned out to be a multiplayer action strategy game with a narrative co-op mode and a PvP mode with procedurally generated environments. Today, we were given a deeper look into what Legends has to offer. And in Legends, players take on the role of a hero tasked with saving the overworld from the corrupting influence of the piglins from the Nether. This epic story takes place in the Minecraft universe and is considered a tale that has been passed down through generations. This is a very different take to what people are used to with Minecraft. It's not building, you're actually playing a game where you're strategizing with your friends to defeat your enemies. Good for the kids. Next, Forza Motorsport is one of the most highly anticipated games in the gaming community, and it has not been given any official release date yet. But the team at Turn 10 Studios have recently released some exciting footage of the game, showcasing its stunning graphics and attention to detail. This includes realistic dirt, damage, and wear and tear on the cars themselves, as well as improvements to the time of day, trackside vegetation, visible behaviors of the cars. Fans can expect a more immersive and realistic gaming experience with improved suspension and exhaust mechanics. Again, there is no release date for this game right now. Another game that has been released already on the Game Pass. The developers over at Evil Within Studio have surprised us with the announcement of a new game called Hi-Fi Rush. And this game puts players in the shoes of an up-and-coming rock star with a musical robotic arm, who uses their skills to defeat corporate overlords and bad guys. The gameplay is set to rhythm and beats, and the players will be using a flying V guitar to fight their enemies. It looks like it's going to be fun and exciting game. The game is already out on Game Pass if this is a game that you're interested in. This game I'm personally excited for because I hope to see you, Jay, and you, Squilini, and maybe one more of the DD214 crew in here, Redfall. Redfall is the latest project from the acclaimed video game studio Arcane, known for their work on games like Dishonored, Prey, and Deathloop. This time, they're tackling the open-world sandbox first-person shooter genre with a game that features 4-player co-op and a gothic setting. Players will team up to take on blood-sucking vampires and use a variety of gothic firearms to do so. And according to Arcane, Redfall will feature their largest game world yet and will offer players multiple ways to tackle foes and objectives, creating an immersive experience with certain outcomes. Redfall is set to be released on May 2nd this year. I'm personally excited for this. Each character has a different different ability, different weapon set, different things that they can do. I actually personally see Jay as the guy with the Raven, and he has like a sniper rifle.
Probably that might be like
Yeah.
I could see that. I could also see that.
Yep. And last but not least, the next expansion for Elder Scrolls Online Necrom is set to arrive soon. Players will be able to enjoy a brand new class, the Arcanist, and explore a new peninsula in the world of Morrowind, including a trip to the hellish realm of Apocrypha. With both Celestial and Explanar adventures, the Necrom DLC will be available on June 5th for PC and June 20th for consoles. So, pretty cool.
Okay. Fucking A.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, I need to talk to you guys about something.
Oh, God. The fuck did I do now?
So we're going to do a thing called the 10 Commandments of Gaming, okay?
Okay. Who the fuck came up with that shit?
I did.
Nice. Okay. All right.
These commandments have been put together from things that me and Jay have said through the years on this show. So when you hear certain things, for example, camping, when I'm talking about camping, you know what type of camping I'm talking about.
Okay.
Right? Not the tactical camping that others do, but the 10 Commandments.
Oh, here we fucking go.
Number 10. Thou shalt not ignore the power of the mute button when dealing with toxic players.
I agree. Fucking A. That's absolutely on the list. Like we got really good at that, didn't we?
Yeah.
Like absolutely.
Number 9. Thou shalt not steal thy friend's weapons in first-person shooters.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, assuming they're still alive, right? Assuming they're still alive.
Assuming they're still alive.
Yeah. No shit. Yeah. It's a pretty dick move. It's like
can I add on to that though?
Please.
Weapons or chests that your teammate are about to open.
Ooh, yeah.
Only I also have to operate under the assumption that they know that you're right behind them too, though, because sometimes they'll be like, so
this is more targeted towards Max because I've sat there and been about to open a fucking chest.
Tell us how you feel.
And the motherfucker comes in, grabs all the fucking shit that comes out the goddamn chest.
Stay with your chest.
After I fucking opened it.
Yeah, I knew that one was personal. Yep. That had personal written all over it. I could hear it in your voice, dude.
Number 8. This one is personal. And tell me you guys haven't gone through this before. Thou shalt not steal thy friend's characters in fighting games.
Back in the day, sure. Like when you couldn't be like the same guy, like in Street Fighter 2, and like you wanted to be like
you wanted to be right. You wanted to be Ryu red, not Ryu blue.
Yeah. What? Yeah. Like, and then like that one asshole friend that like he knew Zangief, so he would just like 360 pile drive your ass like 3 times, and the fucking match was over. You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Number 7. Thou shalt not camp, lest thou be forever hated by thy teammates.
I'll break that motherfucker every day, dude. Every day.
Oh, I know you would.
Yep.
Number 6. Thou shalt not use the weapon of mass destruction, the noob tube.
What's that?
In online play.
What is that? What's the noob tube?
So the noob tube, literally in Call of Duty, it's called the noob tube. It's a sight. It's a thermal scope.
No, we're talking about the grenade launcher.
Oh, you're talking about that noob tube.
Yeah, the original noob tube, the grenade launcher. You know how like when you're a new player and you just want to get some points,
get
and
killed.
you just fucking use the grenade
take a
launcher.
Grenade launcher in there and fucking start like waxing everything, like literally everything. I've never played like that, but
yeah. Number 5. This one's my favorite. Thou shalt not rage quit, lest thou be forever known as a sore loser.
Yeah. Although I will like a little caveat with that one though.
There is a caveat.
There's nothing wrong with like knowing when you got to stop. Like so it's like you're getting up to a certain level and you lose the next game, and so it's like it's not going down. You might want to put it down for a little bit, take a fucking break, and relax. You know what I mean? Because it is at the end of the day just a fucking game, right?
Yep. Number 4. Honor thy controller and keep it clean and free of sticky buttons.
Some of you nasty motherfuckers out there keep your fucking controllers cleaner than your weapon. Fucking disappointed. Disappointed. Okay.
This is where
where
I'm going to give you the age-old tech guy trick.
What you got?
If you're one of those guys that has to eat like fucking Cheetos or Doritos while you're gaming, fucking chopsticks. Chopsticks are your best fucking friend. No more Cheeto dust or Dorito dust on your fucking finger.
That's like a fucking solid ass fucking life hack right there.
That's brilliant.
That's fucking
Squillini.
I think I just gained 20 pounds fucking like because I now have that information.
Yeah. Number 3. Remember the rule of 3s. 3 lives, 3 continues, 3 strikes. Then you're out.
What is that? What would that be like? Kind of in reference to like what just
so for patience. If you're playing the game,
I see,
and you are or if you're playing the game on the hardest difficulty,
right? 3 lives, 3 continues, fucking 3 strikes, fucking.
Just bring it on down.
Do you remember when I was like freaking smashing on Ghost of Tsushima like for like 3 months straight, dude? I started playing it on the hardest difficulty and I was getting through it. I was making it, and it was like, but it was there were certain parts of that game like specifically like the one-on-one fights when you fight people one-on-one, where it was like, oh my god, like it was extremely difficult, and I was like, but I was making it. I was making my way through that motherfucker. And like, yeah, dude, like there were days in that little stretch where like I had to like put it down for a little while. You know what I mean? Like,
Yep.
and then just go back to it a couple hours later, like the next day, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, absolutely.
Yep. And let's see what number 2. Thou shalt not cheat, lest thou be forever banned from online play.
Oh, period, dude. Like, fuck all y'all, dude.
Do we need
Like,
to say
seriously.
any more?
No.
Do we need to say any more?
Nah, dude. I've never understood the idea. Like, I get the idea behind it and like the competitive nature, but when it comes to video games, like I've never understood the need or even desire for it, because it's, do you not want to test yourself? Do you not want to, like, put yourself out there? You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing wrong with wanting to be the best. That's fucking perfect.
Absolutely.
But there also comes a level of self-awareness to know kind of like where your skill level is at.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, you're not going to see me fucking winning like the $100,000 fucking Call of Duty tournament, right? But if I play with people like within my skill set, you know what I mean? Like in that like borderline area, I tend to do pretty good, right?
Yeah.
And that's really all it comes down to. Like, I know about how good I am playing video games, and to cheat, to like, what are you getting out of it? I don't, just the mentality behind that, like specifically for video games, like, what are you getting out of it? It just,
Yeah.
no,
yeah, I feel you. And number 1, which I think is the most important one, thou shalt save thy game often, lest thou lose all your progress.
I still struggle remembering to save sometimes. I'm really glad some of my games have autosave.
Yep.
Because I would be so fucked sometimes. Like,
agreed.
Yeah, that's good.
That's good. Yeah, that was the 10 Commandments, guys. So
good.
We're gonna go to a quick 30-minute commercial.
30 minutes.
30-second commercial. My bad.
Damn. We're just gonna end with the commercial. Is that what we're fucking doing?
When we be right back, we're gonna have some news. I have to take a piss too. I think this commercial is like a minute and a half long. It's for the artificial mind. We're testing out commercials now. We're gonna have some comedy ones next week that I'm editing, but yeah. We'll be right back.
Are you fascinated by the intersection of artificial intelligence and the human mind? Do you want to stay up to date with the latest developments in this rapidly evolving field? Look no further than the Artificial Mind Podcast. Hosted by veterans Jeremy Strobridge and Jonathan Sanchez, each episode delves into a new and exciting topic, from the creation of images through AI to the impact of nightmares on our mental and physical well-being, and much more. They use cutting-edge technology, like Midjourney, to uncover new insights and perspectives on the world of AI. So, whether you're a tech enthusiast, a student, or just curious about the future, tune into the Artificial Mind Podcast and join Jeremy and Jonathan on an exciting journey into the unknown. Available now on your favorite podcast app.
Well then, we will be right back, everybody. Everybody's kind of walked off for a minute.
Oh. So you were the only one back here, huh?
I never walked away.
Oh yeah.
I was just about to stand up to go run. I was just about to stand up to go run to the restroom, and then it ended, and I was like, oh fuck.
Like
everybody else is gone.
You never leave dead. You can't leave dead air, Squilini. You can't leave dead air, dude. You gotta say something.
Can you imagine if all of us went to go piss and none of us were here when the commercial was?
Yeah, well, we can edit that shit out later. It just sucks for the live audience, like whatever.
Yeah.
Oh man, I just think that's I think that's a
10,
funny piece.
15 seconds of fucking dead air we're gonna have to remove.
Yeah. So we're gonna talk about something. We got real quick gaming news. We got military news real quick, and then we're gonna close off with the final thought, as always. But welcome back to our gaming podcast. Today we are discussing the latest update on the Microsoft acquisition. Xbox boss Phil Spencer has stated that he's more confident in the acquisition now compared to a year ago. The deal is currently being looked into by regulatory boards to see if it's too big of an acquisition. Spencer also reminded us that the original time frame established by Microsoft was 18 months, and we're currently 12 months into it. He added that there are still 6 months left to
All right. Well, that just fucking happened too.
Let's see this.
It looks like his network dropped.
He'll get back in here. For those of you guys tuning in live, we're talking about chomos.
Yeah.
And
how
how they affect corporate global structure.
Yep. And how Microsoft is Microsoft is doing Microsoft shit.
Okay, I got you, homie. I got you. We'll see you here in a second. This is going to be a good bit. All right, later.
Fucking internet drop.
His power went out, but he's coming back. He said he's coming right back. He's going to be here in a second.
It flickered off
and
on.
Love this shit, dude. This is what happens when you go live, man. You fucking
raw material here, guys.
Fucking deal with it.
Y'all see it. Y'all see it first.
So we had a saying in the infantry, and if it was doable and yada yada, you did what you had to do. But our saying was fitfo. Let's figure it the fuck out, And sometimes you just got to figure it the fuck out. You know what I mean? Like that's all you can do. You know what I mean? And that's like we've been doing this podcast for almost 2.5 years now, or I think it has been 2.5 years. I think we're coming up on 3 years this year. We are actually. I think in June. Mm-hmm. June will be 3 years since we started this podcast, and we, for the most part, like probably about like over 95% of the podcast, we go live. And so going live, like you just you kind of have to like roll with the punches sometimes, and shit happens, and it is what it is. So since fucking Jay's got the fucking seat, I want to remind everybody. This is episode 95, which means we are slowly but surely, week by week, encroaching on episode 100. We plan on having a good time that day. We're going to see if we can hear from some old friends and make some stuff happen, get some good party vibes, to celebrate. It's been a very interesting road. Me and John have traveled, and we've had a lot of good friends come along the way, including our new co-host, Squilini here, Mr. Joe Squilini, dude. We love you so much, dude. It's funny, like watching the evolution of this podcast. And it's been a very, very interesting ride, as with probably anything in any one of our lives. It's been a very interesting ride. You know what I mean?
It definitely has. I mean, being someone that watched the show for, I think, this is season 4 right now. Season 3 is when I started watching. Mm-hmm. And then now being part of the show on a weekly basis and going back and watching older episodes from before I even started watching.
Right.
The evolution of the show has been a whole nother fucking level. Like, production value's gone up. The way things are done has just evolved over time. Mm-hmm. And that's part of what makes a good show, is that evolution. We're always changing, evolving, making sure things are
absolutely
going towards the better.
To even kind of bounce off of, like, we're talking about milestones. I mean, even going off of like how the podcast came to be at the very beginning of it, compared to like where it's at now. And when you watch some of the earlier content, the structure and the overall vibe is there, but you could see that we were feeling stuff out, just like little by little, and we weren't sitting there trying to run marathons every week. We were taking fucking land like fucking inch by inch. You know what I mean? Like just fucking low crawling. You know what I mean? Low crawling to the fucking until we can get a better vantage point, and then we hit the next hill. You know what I mean? And that's what we've been doing. And John, I just saw you came back.
I was listening the whole time. I was telling
Squilini, hey, we're coming up on episode 100 here in about 5 weeks, and then in June is gonna be our 3rd anniversary.
Yeah, it is
for the actual pod.
Just
old school, like very beginning podcast. You know what I mean? Like
it was a hot summer day.
That was fucking dude. 2020 was a dirty black summer, as my old friend Glenn Danzig would say. That was a dirty black summer, dude. Like good,
it really was.
Good fucking golly, Miss Molly, dude. That was glad that year is over. Like, I don't know about you guys. I was happy to see that one fucking into the sunset. So.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I'm very happy. But and before my power went out, I don't know what happened.
We were talking about Chomos.
Yeah, so it was pretty. So that's pretty. That we all know the acquisition is going to happen, but it's actually kind of funny. It's kind of funny that this is actually kind of happening in the time because there's been a lot of Chomo talk being revealed within Activision, and if you guys know the history of Xbox and Microsoft and what they went through in their beginning when they were doing, when they were creating the first Xbox, they were having a lot of similar issues, not Chomo issues though. If you guys don't know what Chomo means, I highly suggest you look it up. There are certain words that we are not allowed to use on air because we will get shadow banned, and you'll probably never see the DD214 podcast again because whatever. But we need to put awareness out there for people to understand that right now there is a weapons pack in Call of Duty right now, and the weapon is called Saekdong, and Saekdong is Korean culture. And there is, and what it looks like is the flag for a bunch of chomos, and it's not a good look. It's not a good look, especially there's a lot of kids who play Call of Duty. It's pretty blatant if you look at it.
For those of you that don't know what Chomo is, they are rapists of the minor community.
Yeah. And we don't stand for that shit. And people need to know what's going on here. So I want to know who was the person that approved the design of the weapon to go up there. There's also been ties with this stuff with CEO Bobby Kotick. If you look at some of the things, it's been said that his name is actually on the Epstein flight list as well. The real conversation is Microsoft coming to save the day? Is Microsoft coming to is because we know we learned of the frat boy mentality from the last 2 years, the unfortunate death that took place during the holiday party, this now, and just constant bullshit coming out of the offices of Activision. So I'm thinking the only thing I can think of is Microsoft coming in to save the day. Are they going to completely clean house once the acquisition is in?
Should
they change the name?
If you got a fucking Chomo problem, you're gonna have to root it out. You know what I mean? Those types are the lowest of the low. So if you have those kind of human beings like running around in your business, in your structure, especially if they're in like positions of like special care and trust or like higher levels of management, you got a fucking bigger problem. You know what I mean? Then you might, holy fucking shit. Like,
yeah, we have a big problem with Activision right now, and
death to Chomos.
Yeah, and the one thing that really bothers me is that the weapon pack is still up, and people are aware of the design. All right, guys, my computer's gonna freeze. Just don't go anywhere. But
you're good, homie. We love you so much.
But this is awareness. We're spreading the word. Do the research yourself. I don't want to put that flag up on here. I don't want to put any of that stuff shown.
Absolutely not. Absolutely
not. Do the research yourself. Do the investigations, gather up what you can, but you'll see at the end of the day that all the evidence adds up that there's a bunch of pieces of shit at Activision that need to be cleaned out.
Yep.
It has to happen, and now it's coming more to, it's not just for the gamers now, it's for the livelihood of the people that work for them and probably who are going to work for them in the near future within the next possible 6 months. It's a big thing.
People have a right to know when fucking monsters are fucking in their midst.
Exactly.
And there needs to be people that can fucking take care of the fucking monsters, dude.
Yep.
I mean, it's why we have different MOSs in the army. You know what I mean?
That's right, guys.
And the military.
This is
military
silent.
jet.
This is silent history that no one is talking about right now. So, in saying that, we're here at our final thought, guys. Is it me? Am I taking it? Do you
You
want to
can,
take it?
You
yeah.
just make
I'll take it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did
So,
you want to? Never mind. Your computer. Never mind.
oh, is it? Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
Don't even try it.
Yeah.
Because you're still coming in good. You're good.
Okay. Because I see myself slowing down a little bit. But look.
Yep.
But hey, guys. New year, new problems. That doesn't change. that never changes. But guys, just don't forget, you're never alone. Okay. We are in the midst of probably the greatest year for everybody. Everyone looks like they have better energy, better goals. Everyone seems more focused. Keep with your focuses. Stick with your goals, guys. Okay, because this is the time. This is the time to mold your successes and turn them into fucking Power Zord that shit. All right, Megazord that shit. It's time. Okay, but if you're having a hard time and getting yourself out of that slump, out of that motivational slump, guys, you're not alone. Always remember that you can either contact any of us here at DD214 Gaming, any of your friends, or you could call 1-800-273-TALK. You could also hit star 988. Okay? Their job, and most likely volunteers, I don't know the inner workings of these programs. If there are volunteers in it, we thank you. If there's people who work for these call centers, thank you, because they are here for you. Their job is to listen to your story and to get you out of that hole, to get your head out of that bag, and to get a breath of fresh air and touch that grass. Okay? It's going to be okay. We are all here for you. Okay? 22 a day is still too much. One a day is still too much. The number of suicides this year alone is at a ridiculous amount. I don't know if you guys have been keeping an eye on that, but you should. It's something. It is public information. The rate of suicide is high, and we are only 29 days into the year. It has to stop today, guys. So remember, 1-800-273-TALK, 1-800-273-8255, or star 988. Guys, join us next week for number 96. The backwards 69. Hopefully something big is going to happen this week. We're waiting for the good stuff, but we're going to figure it out.
We've got some good football going on today. Freaking everybody,
Good
enjoy
football.
yourselves. Enjoy yourselves responsibly. All right, freaking
Watch The Last of Us tonight.
Right. Nothing good. Watch The Last of Us tonight. Nothing good happens after midnight. Nothing good usually happens after 10 p.m. All right, keep yourselves fucking safe. If you're gonna tap it, wrap it. If you can't wrap it, don't be a dummy. Shoot on her tummy. All right, fucking at your fucking safety brief. All right, so.
Oh shit, I love it, guys. I'll see you guys later in the 168, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, sir.